Hola, ¿cómo están? Bienvenidos a un nuevo video de PRS México. El día de hoy estoy con unos invitados de honor. Germán Gallardo, guitarrista, músico, que a nosotros nos da muchísimo gusto tenerlo en nuestro arsenal de artistas PRS también.
Gracias.
Y un invitado de honor. El día de hoy tenemos a Lettieri con nosotros en el estudio improvisado de PRS.
Gracias.
Vamos a platicar un poco de su experiencia con la marca, un poco de la experiencia que también ha tenido él como músico. Y pues, we're so glad to have you here, Mark. Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure. Thanks for having me down.
Thanks.
For sure.
Thanks, German.
German.
Yeah, I know that. That's the joke. That's the
blooper.
The blooper. I know.
It's a blooper.
Thanks, Herman, to be here.
Thank you for having
We
me.
have a lot of questions for you, but maybe the time it's short. But how was your experience with Paul Red Smith? Who meets who at the first time?
Wow. Well, it goes back maybe to 2016, I think it was the first time we kind of came in contact. And one of the A&R fella, Rich Hannon, who's one of the world's best humans, emailed me just out of the blue asking if I wanted to try their new 594 McCarty guitar. And I'll admit I wasn't a fan of PRS for a long time just because of where I grew up and the idols that I had and what instruments they played. And so I initially was a bit like, I'm not so if I'm really interested, man. And he said, look, trust me, I get it. I know what you like and what you play, but you're going to really like it. I said, okay. And so he sent it to me and I was blown away. And I emailed him back. I was like, Rich, I'm such an idiot. This is such a great guitar. And I was playing it all the time. And so that started out our relationship. And I helped him do some demos for that guitar and for the Sonzera amp as well. And they had just been a great company, really friendly and helpful and encouraging. And fast forward to maybe 2019 or so, they came to me with the idea of designing a model. They were looking to expand the bolt-on neck, as they did with the Silver Sky, expand that line, and wanted to do something a little different than what they had with a different artist. And I guess I got picked. And so that started the whole process. And it was a lot of work, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, but totally worth it. And it's been a really great relationship. So
maybe that's the way of Paul to meet the artist, of approach of.
I think the common thread with the artists, I don't know if you can relate to that, but they pretty much pick whoever they dig, whatever they're doing in different genres. I think they're first interested in the music and the player, and then see how the relationship develops. I think it's a very organic human kind of thing.
Yeah, and I think what always attracted me, after I got over my initial stigmas of PRS guitars or whatever it was, but I really respected the diversity of artists that they were. I mean, there's people in literally every genre of music that are playing their guitars. Yeah. And so that should tell you something.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
I want to ask you with regarding your career and all that you have and continue to accomplish. How do you see yourself in the future? What's left to accomplish? What goals do you have currently? Like
You're Mark Lettieri now, but
every 5 years I develop a 5-year plan. But but really, I think the main thing is I want to keep doing what I'm doing, just maybe at a higher level, a more comfortable level. I'm as a solo artist, I'm very much independent.
Right.
Driving the van myself. Loading in the gear, all these kinds of things. Finding the back line, doing the promotion on the internet, and all that sort of stuff is just part of how you do music these days. You know. But it's a grind.
It is.
It's a lot of work, and I'm thankful that I have the opportunity to do it. But I think if the Mark Lettieri career is here this year, just maybe here next year. Everything just gets a little bit more comfortable, a little bit hopefully easier.
Step by step.
Yeah, even though nothing really gets easier, you find a new set of problems depending on where you are. But just building it. I think that's what I want to continue doing, and I'm happy with the bands I play in. So I have no plans of leaving any band or anything like that. But I do put a lot of effort and heart into my own music, and I just want to see that grow and expand and reach as many people as I can.
And I think it shows. I think it shows.
shows.
We're doing a clinic later on today, and I'm told that there's great assistants, attendees, great amount that have shown interest in your playing.
Well, thank you. I will
think
say
it will translate to that.
South of the border of the United States has always supported me.
Okay.
Mexico, South America, Latin America has been fantastic. So thank you for that. It's great to be here. Well, you said we're doing a clinic and you said there's 300 people showing up.
Yeah.
That doesn't always happen in the United States or other places. So that's great to come down here.
So do you don't miss play in a band or?
I like playing in a band. I mean, my career is basically part band leader, part band member.
Okay.
Right. So with Snarky Puppy, I'm a band member. With the Fearless Flyers, I'm a band member. And then with my band, I'm the band leader. So I assume all the roles and learn how to be better at each one depending on the experiences that I've had in all of them,
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a question. If you could choose to be the guitarist in a band,
Just another band?
in another band, alive or not, which one would you would it be and why?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Well, I would have loved to have played in Sting's band. I would have loved
Sting's
to have, maybe, or
Not
played.
the Police.
Well, I don't know. See, that's funny because I would feel like I would be replacing, if I played in Sting's band, I'd be replacing somebody too, but it's a little, maybe that's more of a side man thing than a band member thing. But I always thought it'd be cool to play in Steely Dan or, what did I say? Sting, Steely Dan. I would have loved to play in Huey Lewis's band. I don't know. But that's the thing. It's like, I wouldn't want to replace anybody. I would just want to be also in the band, I think that'd be really fun. Oh my gosh. One of my favorite records. I know. I think he's underrated. I really
think
do.
so too.
I think that whole band is still very underrated.
That record is very special.
Yeah, it's a really good record.
And why? For the record or?
Well, I think the songs are great. I think the production's really good. And I think they captured like a really great attitude of that time period. And he's a great singer. Great frontman. But I think, the Back to the Future band. It's like, well, but they had a whole thing.
Yeah.
So Stings, if you are watching this, we have an invitation of Mark to you.
Hilarious.
To sit in.
Do you wanna?
Yeah, sure. Regarding going a little bit back to the PRS side of things, how was the process of designing your signature guitar like? What did you request? It was a little back and forth?
Both of those things.
Okay.
There was a lot of back and forth. A lot of trips to Federal Express, to FedEx, to shipping guitars back and forth while we were changing pickups or neck shapes or body shapes or something like their colors. But we had a lot of talks about the sound that I was hearing in my head and how I wanted that to be developed and how I wanted it to be, in all these guitars, but also, I also wanted to design a guitar that people who had no idea who I was would want to buy it. It wasn't like a vanity project. It was like, let's design a cool guitar that I think PRS could use in their lineup, and it's been proven. I mean, people are like in every genre of music, people are playing these Fiores now, which is amazing. But there's some influences in some old guitars that I've played for years that, of course, my sound has been developed over an entire career. So there's lots of instruments in there that played a role in getting the sound that I have in my head. So as long as I was able to do that comfortably on the instrument, we knew we were on the right track. But it was a lot of tweaking of pickups and a lot of scientific things that kind of flew over my head. But I knew if I didn't like it, I would tell them, it's like, this isn't right. I don't know why, but it's not. And then, we finally...
And they were receptive about it.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, Paul's the kind of guy that's like, we don't like it, throw it in the trash. Start again. He's he goes to extremes about like, well, if this isn't right, we need to do exactly what it is to be right.
Interesting.
And you want that in a guitar builder.
Right.
You
Yeah,
know,
but-
he's not afraid to fail. He's not afraid to try things. He's not afraid to be, he doesn't like to be proven wrong, but sometimes he'll
And that's good
he'll
for
admit
a-
defeat, you know?
Yeah, in the process that you create to a model, it's like your baby.
A little
just to
bit.
say- yeah.
I mean, my daughter picked the name. My mom designed the logo. So, I
Okay.
mean, you know, this is probably all touchy-feely emotional stuff, but like it was a big moment
Nice.
for me in my career. So I wanted
think
to, you know,
for
celebrate
anybody
it
it would
with
be a
people.
great
That's
Yeah.
a dream. I want a PRS guitar
you
with
get your
my
mom
name.
design the logo
So,
for
totally
you. You
good.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
I noticed there your baritone guitar.
Uh-huh.
They not have the same pickups
Oh, sure.
that the original model
Right.
SE.
Right.
Why?
That's a good question. Because sometimes now that when I play the ones off the rack with the pickups, I'm like, with the humbuckers, I'm like, why don't I change these out? But what I did notice is that I was never using them as full humbuckers. I was always splitting them.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
like that single coil tone. So I was like, okay, I'll try some different pickups.
Maybe
And I've-
humbuckers are too much.
for the way I play, which on a 277, it's already kind of a darker guitar, you know, set neck, mahogany. I think it's a mahogany body, but so I wanted to get it a little brighter and a little sparklier. So right now I've got a P90 and a Lawler-tron, Lawler Filtertron
Tron,
thing.
yeah.
And it's getting close, but I think we're probably just going to end up designing something else.
Okay,
Maybe
cool.
someday. We'll see. I don't know.
But that's a good advice.
But it's a great guitar. I mean, I play it all the time. So
Yeah.
yeah, and it's a cool tip to people who have that model and when
yeah, you can pick one off the rack. And I mean, I did a clinic with one the other day, and I just picked it off the rack and split the humbucker and did all my
Go,
tunes.
yeah.
So, yeah.
So in a more cultural note,
Okay.
how much do you know about Mexico?
Well, I wouldn't say I'm a scholar of Mexican history, but
Okay.
I do
No,
read Wikipedia.
they're the Mexicans.
Familiar with the relationship between, you know, Mexico and the United States and Texas and all these other things from back in the
or
day.
music or Mexican
Well,
music.
Mexican music, I'm getting more involved. Well, I shouldn't say involved in it, but aware of it because of where I live in Fort Worth, Texas, which has a very large Mexican community,
Yeah.
especially in the northern part of Fort Worth. And there's cumbia and all kinds of great mariachi and norteño and all this stuff. And so I come across that. A friend of mine from college worked at a bazaar, which is like a big flea market thing that they
Right.
have. And
Yeah.
you go in there and there would be the mariachi record stores and the outfits and like all this stuff. And it's such a cool, colorful party vibe. Like it's fun to be near that, you know. But coming down here, I mean, actually just the other day we did Snarky Puppy did some gigs with a couple singers from Mexico, Silvana Estrada and Fuensanta, and it was awesome. So I'm learning. I'm learning a lot about what I don't know, but what I would like to know. Yeah.
So knowing that, what would you say to Mexican musicians about PRS? Because PRS in Mexico, it's growing up. It's
Cool.
It's developing.
it's developed.
I mean, there's some of the best guitars on the planet. So I think you should go down to a UCCA music store and get a couple. But yeah, it's great that PRS has a foundation down here. And I mean, look at all these great guitars here on the wall.
Yeah.
So
Actually, UCCA is one of our dealers. There exists Guitar Gear, Holocausto,
Okay.
Guitar, a lot of dealers in around the country. So yeah, we are developing the brand. So
Great.
we are happy
Cool.
for do that. I don't know if you want to.
I just
ask
want
or
to thank Mark for being here.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
I think it's being a very cool experience to have you here, hang out.
Thanks again, Mark,
right on. Thank you.
to be here to talk with us, to visit Mexico, to show us your knowledge, your experience. So we are so glad to be,
it's my
to be
pleasure.
here with you. So
Thanks, dudes.
muchísimas gracias a todas las personas que nos acompañaron el día de hoy con este video. Germán Gallardo, Mark Lettieri. Próximamente también les vamos a compartir más contenido con Germán, que se va a quedar con nosotros para hablar también un poco de él como pues también músico y guitarrista de PRS. Muchísimas gracias, Germán. German, que ya ahora le voy a decir así.
Funciona.
Sí, funciona. Está raro, pero
funciona.
Me puedo funcionar. ¿Ya te lo habían dicho antes?
Sí, ya.
Ah, ok. No me siento tan tonto. Muchísimas gracias y nos vemos en un próximo video.